And now I've got more indie news for you.
We give props to independent comic book crops. Indie Comic Book News, episode 82, The Cliffs of Notes. And we're clear.
What?
That's our new opening.
Exactly. Hi folks, Comic Book Man here. Welcome once again to my video outhouse. It's time for
Indie News.
Indie News. And Indie News is coming to you from this place, Alternate Reality, which is located at the intersection of 111th and Kedzie in beautiful downtown Mount Greenwood, which is, of course, a neighborhood in the wonderful city of Chicago. Alternate Reality, where all new comics, and especially all of my indie comics, all my Dark Horse comics, all my Aspen comics. What else are we doing stories on today? Arcadia, Image, all of them.
All of them.
Always. The new ones are always 15% off every day for everyone, including you. This is Indie News number 82, our 82nd Indie News. And first up, September's going to be a hell of a month. DC is rebooting the entire line of comics they're doing. Marvel is pushing out a brand new Uncanny X-Men #1. And there's a little property called Buffy the Vampire Slayer, which is coming back starting in September.
August, you get the first issue of the 25-issue Angel and Faith limited series. So people are going...
This is also known as Season
9. This is Season 9. The first 25, they're going to do a Buffy the Vampire Season 9. It's also going to be 25 issues.
Yeah. 25
issues of Angel and Faith, 25 issues of Buffy. This series will be...
So 50 issues altogether
50,
for Season 9.
But there's also limited series and stuff that they haven't announced yet.
So it's going to be like 1,000 issues.
Yeah, it's going to be...
What is this,
it'll be small. It'll be less issues than Season 8 was. It'll be a smaller, more focused thing.
Is this Angel's first at Dark Horse?
This is Angel's first at Dark Horse.
Yeah,
Angel and Spike will be
IDW
moving
before.
over. Yeah, they were moving over.
Didn't Season 8 run like 40 issues?
Season 8 ran 40 issues.
Well, if
but there's a
Angel and
bunch of
Faith and
specials.
Buffy are 25 issues themselves, that's 50 issues
It's
right there.
50.
So it makes it longer automatically.
I think they're counting the limited series that were around it as well. Where there's some limited series and one-shots and some graphic novels.
Well, there were some limited series that came out, yeah, but I don't remember if those were specifically tied into Season 8.
I know there was a Buffy the Vampire Tales of the Slayers thing that came out.
Anyway.
Now, the first issue of Buffy
But
the
we
Vampire
digress.
season 9 will be written by Joss Whedon solo, but the 24 issues that after that will be written by Whedon and Dollhouse's Andrew Chambliss. George's John T., who drew the last season, is going to return as the artist, and Joe Chin will also do the covers, and so there'll be the sense of continuity. We will see Spike appearing in both of the books. We'll also see Willow, Connor, and Illyria. They'll either be popping up in the two main books, but they may also get some separate limited series as well. Now, one character we will not see is the Slayer from the Future, Frey, because Whedon says, I don't have time to work on it, and I don't have time to write any new Serenity books either. So I'm just working specifically, all my comic book stuff is Buffy only.
What about Dollhouse?
Dollhouse, I think there's another Dollhouse limited series coming out by Chambliss and Joss Whedon's brother, Zach.
Well, one of the things Dark Horse is pushing is coming up very soon in September. You are going to have Whedon Wednesdays, which means there will be a Joss Whedon book, or Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon.
Every Wednesday.
No way.
Every Wednesday. Something from the Whedon universe will be coming out just about every Wednesday from now on. So, New Comic Wednesday will also be known as Whedon Wednesday. I guess we'll have a Joss January then for
Joss
Whedon
January.
I
Wednesdays.
whack weeds
Or
on
a
Wednesday.
Joss
So my
June or
Wednesdays-
July.
Joss June?
My Wednesdays are weed whackers.
Weed whacking. Also over at Dark Horse, Eric Powell's The Goon.
Yay!
Yeah, baby! He's coming back in issue number 34!
Isn't 34 shipped this week or something?
I don't know.
It's 34.
No, it didn't ship this week. It might be this coming week.
I think
I
so,
don't,
yeah,
have the,
30
I don't have the shipping list in front of me.
Because 34 ships in June. The Dark Horse book will ship, since it's back, it'll ship in the same bi-monthly schedule it did before. Eric Powell went off to do stuff like the Godzilla thing in IDW. The relaunch series will consist basically of single-issue stories, but Powell says he does have a long arc involving the character in the works, and actually issue number 35 will be written by Evan Dorkin, and it takes place at a freak show.
Okay.
Because Dorkin apparently believes that the Goon grew up in a freak show. Powell says, I don't think so, but Dorkin said, yes, he did, and so he went, yeah, okay, go ahead.
It's Evan Dorkin. Everybody
Right.
grew up in a freak show.
Right.
Evan Dorkin.
Everybody did.
You ever read any Dorkin stuff? Read Milk and Cheese sometime.
So, yeah.
Dorkin grew up in a freak
Maybe
show.
the Goon-
That's nothing against Dorkin. I think he's brilliant.
Maybe-
He's a mad genius.
Maybe he'll meet Milk and Cheese in this.
Okay. I was at a retailer conference that Archaea was at back about 2 months ago, and along with a bunch of other publishers. And I sat in on the Archaea Publishing part of the conference, and they were very hot about Jim Henson's Storyteller. Now, Jim Henson's Storyteller is a concept that they have the rights to do, which nobody's ever done anything with up until now. Yeah. And it's a lost. Everything is lost, but a lost Jim Henson concept. Nothing to do with Muppets. Nothing to do with Muppets.
No Muppets at all. It'll be overseen by former Marvel editor Nate Cosby. It's a 100-page hardcover collection of stories. It'll be out in September. The book is based on, there was a TV show, Jim Henson's Workshop or something like that. I think it was on PBS somewhere like that.
I don't know if Storyteller was in that or not. Because the impression I got from the retailer meeting was nothing has ever been done with this, because it was Henson worked on this thing in the 60s. This was a hippy-dippy 60s idea.
And people went, I'm not doing that stuff.
And he came up with, which was, it was a little bit too much ahead of its time, which is, it's fine today. But back then it was a little too much ahead of his time. So he at some point he took it and said, screw it. And he put it in a trunk and forgot about it when I did Muppets and Sesame Street and everything else that came after that. And this was sort of forgotten about until Archaea
look at
getting to go through some of Henson's properties because they're doing Fraggle Rock, and they came up with this. Hey, what's this? Nobody's ever done anything with it. Can we do it?
The 100-page book will have stories by Roger Langridge, who did The Muppet Show, Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray, Jeff Parker, Paul Tobin, Francesco Francavilla, Atomic Robo's Brian Clevenger, Marjorie Liu, who does X-23, Chris Telepios, who does Desperate Times, Ron Mars, former Marvel editor Jim McCann, who did the Hawkeye stuff, and Janet Leigh. And I guess there'll be some more of these things maybe in the future. But 100 pages full of stories that apparently wander among thousands and thousands of genres that Henson came up with. And he did a lot of drugs, didn't he?
I remember they talked about what the concept is. It's about a guy who goes out into the middle of the desert and has various dreams and visions through various.
He took the peyote, baby.
Various things that stimulate these dreams.
Peyote, baby.
And the dreams and visions he has are what is the gist of the Storyteller. You know what he sees. He sees other universes, other parallel worlds, and you know.
And they're all very sandy.
Do you have to be high to read it?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But I'm sure it will be done in a style which will maybe bring some of that out. Over in the Image universe, getting back down to less ethereal, less hippy-dippy things, we got boobs. Bomb Queen.
Yeah.
What's up with Bomb Queen's boobs?
Well, there was a trade collection of Bomb Queen that came out this week.
Yes, it did.
The next Bomb Queen limited series. You know, one thing she's never had in any of these limited series, she's never had a nemesis.
Bra.
Well, she's never had a bra, but she's never. And actually, for her, a nemesis would be a hero because she's a villain.
Yes.
The next limited series will introduce her nemesis, her Joker, as he would say.
Oh.
I'm assuming it's probably someone who probably wears a lot of tight clothing and covers everything up.
And has a big cod piece.
And it has a big cod
The
piece.
nun.
The nun. Yeah, it could be the nun. But she'll be against everything that Bomb Queen stands for.
Meanwhile, over at Image, if you've had enough of big boobs in the Bomb Queen, you might want to pick up pigs.
Nate Cosby, Ben McCool, Brano Tamura doing a new ongoing series for Image called Pigs. The series will follow the adventures of a second-generation Cuban sleeper cell that has been activated to overthrow the United States government.
Bay of Pigs.
Bay of Pigs. They've been around since the 60s. The book will be told in a non-linear fashion.
I hate that.
So you'll be seeing how they were chosen. Yeah. You'll be seeing how they tried to do the mission. And you'll also be seeing the aftermath of the mission and find out where things get really, really screwed up.
Oh, it's so artsy-fartsy. And speaking of artsy-fartsy, as we were talking a little
artsy-fartsy.
I can read it in order if I want.
And the last thing we have is some Aspen news. McG, that's right, that McG. McG has Wonderland Sound and Visions, which is one of his companies, and he's going to be.
It's the people who did Human Target and all the TV stuff that did Supernatural as well.
Yeah.
That's his little TV production company.
He's going to be partnering up with Aspen to do.
He's going to do a series of comics. The first project is a supernatural drama called Haunted City that'll not only be a comic, it'll be adapted into a movie, a TV pilot, and a video game. So he's basically going for
many platforms.
Everything.
What about a dessert topping?
And a dessert topping.
And a dessert topping.
Delicious.
But that big G, he's got his fingers in everything.
Yes, he does.
Better not have it in my dessert topping.
Yes, he does.
And actually, to be honest, as a
comic book man has his fingers in everything too.
As a TV producer, McGee's really a good guy. His movies, not as much.
Yeah,
but his TV stuff has all been high class stuff. Even Human Target, which Fox canceled.
Why did they cancel it outside of ratings?
Oh, the ratings and the fact that they kept moving all over the damn place.
They're famous for that. It's like they play dodgeball with their teams.
Right, they move stuff all over the damn place.
Well, what's the point in doing it then? Anyway, that's
Money.
it. We're done.
Oh,
We'll finish
that's
her out
a
of here. We've
questions.
got no more indie news, but
We
you can go to the
do.
store's website and check out all the indie news this man sends me. I post up. Where's it at? You know where.
You know the usual. www.myalternatereality.com.